Hello humans! Today I wanted to talk about this guy right here. This is a Klipper reusable lighter. So these guys are kind of simple, but they are pretty damn neat. The Klipper brand and the Klipper lighter have been around since 1972 with minimal changes throughout that time. They set out to be a extremely inexpensive, refillable, completely reusable, like infinitely usable lighter. So this guy right here is their model CP11, which is their large plastic model. It's a fixed flame, so you don't get to adjust the flame at all. It's just a soft flame butane. They do come in 4 different sizes. So there's this one, a medium, a small, and a micro. And this size in particular does come in an all-metal version. They also come in jet. Both the plastic and the metal version come in a jet, which I believe is only for the large sizes. Alright. In terms of like the lighter world, these are pretty damn simple. They are made in Spain, specifically Barcelona. They minimally nylon body, metal windshield. It's not actually a windshield because it doesn't have the cutouts like you see with, for example, Bic, with their front cutouts, or Zippo with their proper windproof cutouts. This is just a little bit of a shield. Fairly easy mechanism. These sort of stepped guards that you see beside the flint wheel only appear on the large. On the others, you see more of an exposed flint wheel. I guess this isn't really an exposed flint wheel, but more similar to what you'd see on a Bic. In terms of shape, the body's kind of interesting. It's got like a round holding tank and then this offset lever and flint holder. So the actual tank is comparatively fairly small, especially compared to a Zippo. I'm going to do lots of size comparisons to Zippos because these exist in very similar price points. The Klippers start around maybe $250 Canadian, depending on where you go and how you get them, right? Like they're about the same. They're both very inexpensive little lighters that you can find all over the place. But the Klipper's infinitely better because of the fact that it is reusable. But in terms of actual tank size, you can see it's a little bit wider than the Zippo is, but it is shorter than the Zippo, and it does have, because it's perfectly round instead of this oblong shape, it is actually smaller in terms of the amount of gas that it stores, but it makes up for all of that by being refillable. You can refill it with these Ronson multi-fill butane, like any standard butane canister you can use to refill this, which is super, super nice. They operate very similarly to a Bic. Spin the flint wheel, push down on the button. Oops, you got fire. They refill very easily, just press on 6 seconds. If you're having a hard time filling, hold the gas lever down when you fill it. That'll purge the tank and get all of the air out, because air does get into this system. But this thing's big party trick, especially over the Bic, is the fact that everything about it is, it's refillable, it's reloadable, it's reusable. So, I haven't actually taken the flint out yet. So the flint's in here. We're going to see if it's just a standard Zippo. It should be just a standard Zippo size flint, but who knows. So there's your spring. Yeah, that's a standard Zippo size flint. I would bet my bottom dollar on it. Which is nice. Like, that makes it nice and easy. Just going to drop that back in. So you can replace the flints super duper easily. You can replace this whole wheel mechanism. So you can't get just replacements for the wheel because the wheel is not removable from this plastic frame, but you can get replacements for the whole plastic frame without too much difficulty or expense. Plastic thread on plastic body is not the best thing in the world. Okay, that feels really gross. But then you have just a little portable spark wheel. And then it actually only fits in one way, which is super nice. It goes into there. And you've got your lighter working again. In terms of carry, these guys are perfectly round. In general, these plastic disposable style lighters, and I've got quite a few of them at this point, kind of suck. in the pocket because they don't fit nicely in the fifth pocket like a Zippo or an antique lighter does. Like, this is a Ronson D-Lite. This fits phenomenally in the fifth pocket. The Zippo I carry in my fifth pocket every single day. These end up being a little bit too tall and a little bit too awkward for most fifth pockets. They can make it uncomfortable when you're sitting and stuff like that, which kind of sucks. So this just gets dropped into the bottom of the pocket. And for that, you know, mostly rounded shape with this little outtrude. It just falls into the bottom of the pocket. It's not the end of the world by any means, but, you know, it can get kind of annoying. But that is just generally true of this style of lighter anyway, right? Like, anything that doesn't fit nicely in the fifth pocket is, in my opinion, a pain to carry because I have to go digging through my pockets anytime I need a lighter, which isn't super frequent, but, you know, happens. And that's kind of the overall point that I'm getting at here. It does work very well, though, and if you're used to carrying a Bic, this is about the same, genuinely. In terms of, like, expense over time, these are going to last, right? Because of the fact that you can replace everything, because of the fact that you can refill them, in theory, you can make one of these nylon versions last 10, 15 years, or you can make one of the metal versions literally last a lifetime, right? They are well-made products. The company that makes them does care about them, which is really good. They obviously have patents and stuff like that on them, so you can go through and read all the patent information if you're super interested. I did. It's not really worth bringing up, and it's not worth editing, to be honest. It's pretty simple stuff. Just the flint mechanism is patented, and there's a design patent on the overall body, which is about what you would expect from these things. Yeah, in terms of size, I've been showing it off next to a Bic, but I'll do that again here. Here it is next to a Bic and a Zippo. As you can see, it's actually slightly shorter than the Bic, not by a large amount, but it is slightly shorter than the Bic. Taller than the Zippo, obviously. In terms of thickness, it's thicker than the Zippo. It is a little bit thicker than the Bic lighter is, in fact. You can see there. And just because I like doing it, here it is next to a Ronson D-Lite. And in terms of thickness, it is obviously quite a bit thicker than the D-Lite. Yeah, for an inexpensive plastic lighter, I actually think that these are really great. They do something I think of as being super cool, which is be very reusable, very long-lasting product. Because of the fact that you can replace absolutely everything about them. I like things that reduce waste, just generally. And I am obviously a collector, so I like being able to fix stuff. I like being able to keep stuff running for an extended period of time. This does that very, very well. This is a very cool little product, in my opinion. Removable flint wheel, super useful. I do prefer the large ones because it has this nice sort of star-shaped flint or striker wheel guard, which I find a little bit easier to play. The button's nice. The overall construction and quality is nice. Sorry, it's got some glue on it. The overall construction quality is nice. There's nothing to complain about here. I would recommend, if you're planning on using this for an extended period of time, getting the metal version. They're not much more expensive. I think they're something like 12 or 15 Canadian bucks, depending on where you go. So they're not pricey by any stretch of the imagination. And they have all of the same benefits, completely reusable. They're just a little bit tougher and a little bit nicer, right? To hold and to manipulate and stuff like that. So yeah, I think in general, anything is better than a Bic. Bic's obviously an infinitely famous brand. They've been around for a very long time. They are iconic, but they're disposable in the pure sense of the word. You can't repair them, you can't replace them, you can't refill them. They're just done. So to that end, these right here I actually do prefer. You can refill them, you can reuse them, you can use them for an extremely extended period of time, and they cost about the same. So, in my opinion, it's better than a Bic. Yeah, stay safe and have fun out there. Peace.